Hey everyone, welcome to TAOTalks. I'm Smith.
I'm Coach Jesse.
Welcome to episode 3. And in this episode, we talked about how Jesse has had a busy basketball season, and he is now just starting his new year per se, because he's gonna be slowing down now and resting. And we want to talk about how
And Smith has a new job and will be moving, and all the exciting things that go with that.
Yeah. So I think you'll really enjoy it.
This is TAOTalks. T-A-O. The art of Tao. TAOTalks. The art of exploring life. TAOTalks. The art of being. TAOTalks. Philosophical musing. TAOTalks. Ancient wisdom for modern beings. TAOTalks. The art of understanding. TAOTalks. Universal laws. TAOTalks. Timeless insights. Welcome to TAOTalks. T-A-O. The art of.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Cool, man. How you been?
I've been good. I'm in that postseason lull of like right at the beginning of it, where everything just ramps up, and then you hit the end of the season and hasn't quite hit me yet. Like the lull. So I know the next few weeks are going to be kind of like focused on recovery, and it's almost like this is New Year's for me.
This is fresh, like as of this week, like literally Monday.
Literally Monday, yeah. But end of the season was Saturday. Middle school and high school all ended on the same day. Lots of games last week. So it was great. It was an incredibly successful season, especially considering, where for our high school, where we were 4 years ago, the freshmen, we had 7 seniors graduating. So it was like most of those guys from freshman year to senior year, we started coaching the varsity with their freshman year.
Yeah.
So it's like big deal to like get to that point where they're stepping off, going to that next stage. One of those seniors is my son, so it makes it even that much more special.
That's crazy.
At the same time, working, in that 4 years, I've been working to build up the middle school. So as those seniors are stepping off and moving on, middle school season was incredibly successful too. My 7th grade won the city championship for their league. 8th grade had a great season. Didn't get to the championship game, but man, I was so impressed with how we played and just the state of where the program is now compared to 4 years ago. So feels really good. And yes, now going into that point where it's like gas pedal off the gas. So I kind of consider this like New Year's for me, where
are you going to rest?
Yes, it's rest. It's like new resolutions. It's like, all right, so what does the year act? Now I get to actually start looking at what does next year look like, even though it's almost March. We're almost in March, and I'm now it's my end of the year, beginning of the year. So
we just had a lunar year, so in a way it is kind of new.
I guess I'll claim that then. Yeah. I'm right on schedule.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been great.
It sounds busy.
Exhausting. This week I'm planning on just recovering, try to get my voice back a little bit. It's a lot of yelling across crowded gyms where kids can't hear you, and it's like every day my voice is just cracked and blown out. And
thank you for being open about this too. We're kind of last minute on this one, and it's been kind of crazy, but nonetheless, thank you for agreeing to talk more on this. We might not have to shout, but we're still talking.
That'll take some water. Well, how about you? How are you doing?
I'm going through a lot, man. We're obviously in the last conversation of the podcast, we talked about the job search and how it's been difficult for me, and we talked about you get to see all the stuff that you built kind of in a way crumble, and then get to see, but then the positive part of that is that you get to see what you built and get to see kind of past the horizon. But the last month has been kind of like just equally volatile. Like I'd been interviewing a bunch of places, two places specifically, and man, that process is like just grueling in a way, because there's this like tug of war between wanting to play safe and wanting to be authentic and all of that, right? Like, so pleasing, but then in the pleasing, how do you like stay grounded to who you really are and not lose yourself completely? And so I've had interviews that are like remote, one where like the job is so enticing and it's like, oh, this would be great, like remote, blah blah blah. But then I go into it and I just know like, man, this doesn't feel like I'm doing something else that I don't want to be doing, kind of thing. Even though like at that moment, in that time frame, I was like, it's like, I don't care. Like I want this, at least to mature. Cause you're in the interview, I'm not thinking about like getting the job per se, but I'm like, let me just go past the stages to even get to the place where I can say yes or no. But then basically they were like, oh, like, no, but we'll refer you to some other job. I was like, okay, like, but I want this one. Like, wait, like I didn't say that, but like, I'm left kind of feeling that way. Go through that other thing too. And I'm like, man, this is insane. Didn't get a good feeling about it. Like it didn't really change like that feeling. So that was that. And then there was another opportunity that was interesting. At this point, I think I've applied to like close to 600 applications.
Wow.
And I would say I've gotten like 4 interviews. And so this other opportunity, interestingly, I didn't apply for. And some person found me on LinkedIn. They called me. He's like, cool. I'm talking to them. They set up the interview. I talked to the hiring manager. Okay. This is exciting. This sounds cool. And then they called me on site. This is like a thing in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 weeks ago, I kind of just flew out there for an interview. And that was a whole thing, because the opportunity is not a remote opportunity. It like requires me to go there.
Okay.
So I didn't have to decide whether I would move or not, right? Because I'm still kind of like, let's kind of just not problem solve of problems that we don't actually have yet.
Yeah.
But I'm obviously still thinking about like whether to even do this, because if I do go there and I like it and it's closer to that option of maybe accepting and moving. So I go there anyways, and it's in New York, like up just a little, like 40 minutes out of New York City. And it's like cold, man. Like I saw the city, I'm like exciting, but I go there, the river is like frozen. I'm like, what?
Well, this was right after the major storm, right? So it was still frozen.
Yeah,
like,
it was
still
2 weeks
frozen.
ago.
Yeah, still frozen.
The river is
from
frozen.
that.
Like, I was like,
Yeah.
I think it had warmed up already here. So like, I'm going from warmer weather to that. It was just like, it was a lot. And then I go to the on-site, and I think that was fine. I didn't get the feeling that I got from the other interviewers. Like it was positive, mostly. But then I'm in the process of like, oh man, like this could be a possible like thing. So that's kind of like earlier we were talking about like all emotions. There's like all spectrum of emotions of excitement, like grief, sad, like all of that of like what if, what could be. But as of last week, so I flew out on Friday before this past Friday. And then last week, there were still a couple of interviews that I was doing with that opportunity. And then they actually extended an offer on Thursday. Yeah. And
so now you have to make a decision. Or
I made the decision.
Did you?
Yeah.
So what's the decision?
We're gonna take the job.
All right.
And we're gonna move.
Wow. So what part of New York?
It's called Tarrytown. It's a river town.
Okay. So not in New York City, like outside New York City.
Yeah. So just like New York City, Bronx, and then like Westchester County.
Okay.
So it's in there.
So it's kind of nicer area, right? Like Westchester.
It's like nature.
Yeah.
Small town.
I haven't been there, but I vaguely know that area.
Yeah. I don't know a lot about that area either. Except for like, I just visited it for like 2 days. Small town, access to New York City. So that's cool.
Yeah.
But the opportunity is exciting for me as well.
Yeah.
Because this is like the type of work that I'm going to be doing is kind of like, it converges all the stuff that I've done in the past. Because so far I've done work that like doesn't necessarily like utilize things that I might have done in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And so it always felt kind of like zigzagging kind of thing. But now that I think about it, like, I don't think I would have been set up for this position had I not gotten any of those experiences. So like, that's exciting. But back to the wheel, it's like, so we're not like moving like right away.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take our time. We're going to figure all that out. We don't know like a lot of this stuff, but eventually.
Do you have a start date? Are you able to do like work remote until you actually get there? Are they giving you some time to get there? Is like,
no, they wanna jump jump right in, and so it was either like a 2-week or a 3-week past this past week start date, and so that's kind of what I'm leaning towards as well. But the plan is for me to just start and then go back and forth kind of thing, and then figure out like kind of when we're ready to move.
so like, I'm trying to figure out the logistics because this sounds.
No, I don't have the logistics.
Are you going to be flying up there?
Yeah.
So you're going to be flying up like during the week, coming back on the weekends, maybe staying up there for a week or two at a time?
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Yeah, so I got to have a place there. I got to find that.
Yeah.
And then, doing the dual like expenses.
Yeah.
And for a short amount of time at least. And then eventually, figure out like when to move. And then I want to have my partner come over and stuff because she hasn't visited. So it's like, we want to take our time with that.
How is she about it?
We're excited about it, but it's a lot.
I mean,
yeah, but it's not a resounding no. Like we shouldn't do this.
Right.
So we're doing it. And then how it turns out, how long it takes, like we will be there and all that stuff. It's like, we're not going to solve those problems kind of thing, like maybe, if anything that I've learned is just in my past, like year and a half of experiences is like, you plan. I mean, you say that, like you plan and God laughs.
Yeah. Man plans, God laughs.
So it's like, I think it could be 2 years, but I have no idea.
Yeah.
So it's exciting, but there's so much like bitterness that I feel about that too, because that means I have to say goodbye to everything here for a little while. So there's a lot of that. Like whenever I'm driving by places, or like even let's say I'm like here, right? Like there's something else occurring in my brain when I just sit here.
Yeah.
Knowing something compared to like 2 weeks ago. If I were sitting here, I would not be feeling this way. Yeah.
I mean, so many places I could go off this because
it's a lot.
It's so much. Yeah, I mean, and it's. I think underneath it all, the it's a lot is a lot of an opportunity.
Yeah.
Like and I don't mean like there's life opportunity, experience, all that kind of stuff. Like I'm thinking more like at a deeper level, just the level in which you're talking about. It's a lot. Like knowing you're going to leave somewhere, but you're not leaving immediately. But all of a sudden, the way you look at where you're at is different because you're leaving.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you're taking it all so much more seriously, and even in that, the reflection of how you were seeing it before that moment
changes.
Of how like how much was I just taking all this for granted?
Right.
Because.
Right.
Now that I know I'm leaving, I take it seriously, but all that other time I was taking it a little less.
It's everything. It could be buildings. It could be like my dog.
Yeah.
Because it's like, there's this in-between thing where it's like, yo, I'm not going to see this being for a long while.
Yeah.
Like I may be coming in and out kind of thing, but it's not like every day I get to like see him.
Yeah. Well, and it's, there's new stresses. Like this is a new stress. New stress on, new relationship with your dog, but also your partner.
Yeah, for sure.
Just for you, like in your own relationship with yourself, it's going to be new stresses. It's also all those create great opportunity to see. Again, it's like I like the moment of, how long have you been in Austin? 2 years now?
3 years.
3 years.
A little bit over 3 years, yeah.
So 3 years it's like the beginning of that was, this is new. So you're looking at it with new eyes, and then you get settled in.
Yeah.
And in that settling in, there's it's almost like we live taking things for granted.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't.
Definitely.
And then we get to this point where it's like, now I'm leaving and I get to look back and reflect on it a little bit differently. And I love that part because I want to have that reflection more earlier. I don't
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like you want to catch that before you get to this stage of like, oh, now I have 2 weeks per se, and like I'm taking this all in. But I don't know. But that also sounds like a little plan right there too. And sometimes life just kind of.
Well, that's the benefit of these things happening is they create new perspective.
Yeah.
Because what really changed?
Shakes you up. Like
nothing really changed. Like the environment didn't change, the city didn't change. Just your knowing is the only thing. I know that I am leaving at some date, and all that creates a shift in perspective. I liken this to, and I'm going to carry this to a conversation that I have with clients, and specifically a client last week talking about death practice. Mm-hmm. And what death practice means is, at least what it means to me, is I reflect on my death. I reflect on my moment of death.
Yeah.
Because it is that moment that brings clarity to all the things that I take for granted day to day.
Yeah.
Because if I forget that at some point I am leaving, then I am more likely to take things for granted. And the more I integrate consciously with the idea that this is all temporary.
Yeah.
Right. Then I get that perspective. I can bring that perspective in a little bit more frequently. It's never going to be all the time, but that's the part. It's so cool to go through these major life changes because nothing's permanent. It all cycles over. Like I can go to my metaphor on why I love composting and gardening. Is because again, it's that reminder that this season ends and there's going to be a new season, and I always want to keep that at some level in the back of my mind to remember to take this seriously. Right? I don't want to take myself too seriously, but I want to take this seriously. These moments are temporary and they're fleeting and they do end. And I want to be able to remember, to look at things with a little bit more of that clarity. I want to remember this because at some point I won't be here again.
Yeah, I think what that feels like to me is really this vertigo effect kind of thing happen where somehow now, because of that one single decision, it's I'm kind of zooming in and zooming out at the same time, all in a small span of a couple of days or something like that, where it's just oh, this is all had happened, and this is what is going to happen, and I don't know, it's just a kind of a time warp. Because before, I don't think I could have gone through 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and it could have felt like nothing has changed. And now this might be so many things will change.
Mm-hmm. Everything's changing.
Yeah. But from a perspective point of view, I've definitely just been in the rut where thinking that in the 3 weeks I haven't gotten anything done. That's the thought that I've had, it might not be true or anything, but I've been in that. And
it's been more than that. How long ago were you laid off?
Yeah, it's been
close to 6 months, right?
Yeah. It's been a long time for sure. And not all of that was me feeling like I'm in the rut, but there was definitely moments that were accentuated those feelings.
So I got a buddy who, Monty.
Yeah.
Severe injury to his thumb.
Yeah.
And he's a mechanic. So severe injury to his thumb was a life-changing injury.
Yeah.
One of the things that I assume for, a life-changing thing. So losing a job is a life-changing
Yeah.
moment, right? A major injury is a life-changing moment.
Right.
I always make the assumption that what's going to come next with that is going to be a depression, right? There's going to be, and I don't mean like clinical depression or medical, but you're going to go into a depressed state because that is there's no way around it. Like things have changed to where, you will have to look back, you will have to reflect on things and question, being fired, being laid off, getting injured. It's like going through, some level of disability where you were formerly able to now you're disabled, whether it's the injury or job and work and, how you view yourself in life.
The emotions that come with
you're going to go through feels like a rut.
Yeah.
And it's easy to look at that and go, look, I'm in a rut. I'm not doing anything. I'm in the, why am I in this state?
Yeah.
It's like, I just assume that state is coming.
Oh, okay.
At this point, you're here, this happens, we're going to get to this place. And that's actually a normal part of the process. So it doesn't mean you're in a rut. It just means you're going through the process. And if you aren't in a rut, then I would be questioning.
Right.
Like if you're feeling high and everything's great.
Right.
No, everything's not great. You lost your job. Well, you had a catastrophic injury. If you're telling yourself everything's great, you're probably BSing yourself. And if you're a rut, feeling like you're in a rut, that's honest and true and expected. And so you're probably exactly where you need to be. And if you're there, then you just keep taking steps forward. And eventually, if you're taking steps forward, you eventually come out of that rut.
Yeah.
But that rut, again, is it's expected. It's also a really invaluable place for that period of self-reflection, especially when you come out of it. Because, depression is a down cycle, and for every down cycle, there's an up cycle, and for every up cycle, there's another down cycle. So you will go through a depressed state again.
Yeah.
And one of the beauties of going through ruts and coming out of them is you get to see that, that's just a part of the process. And there's always
like waves of life.
There's waves.
Right.
So I know that if I just keep taking my steps forward, I will get through this again. And this too shall pass.
Yeah.
That's definitely something that I've noticed as I've gotten older. Those life-changing things that felt like my world fell down and fell apart were so much more devastating when I was younger, not because they were so much more devastating.
I see.
But because I didn't have the awareness of where it was in the cycle. And as I got a few of those, it didn't become quite so devastating.
Yeah.
Right? The feeling of being in a rut when you're in your 20s feels like the end of the world.
Yeah.
Because it's never happened before. Or it hasn't happened in that way.
That's relatable because I think I see it in a same way where I know I'm going to feel like, let's say right now, if I'm feeling excitement and then it goes leading up to me starting the date and I'm imagining myself alone in Tarrytown. And it's going to be rough because it's going to be like, it's cold. You're alone. You're not, your family's not here. I'm going to start a new job. I'm going to be in a new environment, with maybe expectations of certain ways. And that's going to bring a whole nother flood of emotions. Maybe it's not different. They're the same emotions, but that flood is going to come again.
I'm going to tell you what I think is probably going to be the scariest thing.
Yeah.
You're going to have a lot more time on your own.
Right.
Which means that there's the scariest opportunity is you get to know yourself more.
Yeah.
And that's a scary thing.
Yeah.
It's an exciting thing. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
It's also a scary thing.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, number one, you don't know who it is you're going to meet.
Yeah.
Even though it's yourself.
Yeah.
And you don't know once you meet yourself, how you're going to change in that meeting. Like who you're going to be after that is going to change. It's not going to be the same person it was before.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a lot of that.
Yeah.
I would imagine the first 3 to 6 months, Because if you're going up there first, it's just going to. There's going to be a time, some months before you all get settled completely.
Yeah.
And it could even be the first year. Although I would probably try to encourage you to get your wife up there as early in the spring as possible, so she gets as much of the nice weather.
I know,
because you do not want to move her in the winter. No. That would be a bad. I know. That would be terrible.
yeah, man.
But
and we want to enjoy that summer too.
Yeah,
like
and I'm assuming that some of the times you go up there, she'll go up there with you, and so you'll have periods where she's actually coming with.
Yeah.
And that could, all. I mean, it sounds super exciting. Congratulations first. Like, congratulations.
Thank you, man.
It's nice to get a job, get a job that you want.
Yeah.
Number one, it's just nice to get an offer.
Yeah.
Right? Because when you're going through the 6 months of
absolutely,
it feels like 6 months of rejections. So it's like, oh yeah, I do.
Right. Whether you take it or not, but it's like just nice having that.
It's nice having it.
Yeah.
And then to actually say yes to it. And now it's like, all right, now we get to move into this next stage, which is not an end to all that emotionality. It just tumbles into the next thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure, man. We're excited, and at the same time, we know there's a lot of chaos coming, and so we're gonna embrace that with excitement.
Yeah.
That's what I keep telling myself too. Is really just like, hey, like, it's gonna be okay, and we're just gonna accept the hardship here, and we're gonna breathe into it, and maybe that converts into excitement. And we just keep doing that more and more. But I'm going to miss you, man.
Yeah.
We'll have to
do this. We'll do this over
Zoom or like something like that.
Yeah.
But
we'll make it work.
But it's that, I mean, obviously it's not the same. Yeah.
Well, and
I met a lot of like meaningful people, and although it's not necessarily goodbye, it's not the same. So there is a level of goodbye, and so for me, it's happening really fast. Like for my whole family, it might kind of be staggered a little bit, it might be delayed a little bit, but for me, it's like happening way too fast. It's insane.
Yes. I'm visualizing that in the moment. I don't have a way of, like, I have a great visual of just kind of seeing like, it's almost like you're the tip of the spear, the front of the rocket ship,
right?
Just being, kind of everybody else is kind of like, the back of the train, back of the ship. It's like we're in the rear, the cargo, the caboose, and it's like we're not moving very fast. It doesn't feel like we're moving very fast, but you got like all the wind just going at you like this. And it is change. Like, the change is happening for you at that level a lot faster than it is for everybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, I have an interesting feeling around, like, the missing, like, going somewhere new, and I never really I don't know. I don't know if this is something that's changed something in my life as I've gotten older, but I don't feel that. I don't feel the
missing part.
Yeah. I'm going to Oregon over spring break to visit my best friend who I grew up with.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen him now in probably 5 years.
Yeah.
It feels like a year ago, 2 years ago. Like, I doesn't even feel like it was that long ago that I went to Oregon last time. So it's been 5 years. And it's my best friend I've known since 5, always been super close with. We don't even talk that much, but I never feel like I miss him. And I think it's because I always feel connected to him. Like, I know that he's always a phone call away if I need him. And I know that I'm always a phone call away if he needs me.
Yeah.
And I feel that way for like, going back to Monty, he travels, he's in Austin for like a few months out of the year. I don't get to see him most of the year.
Yeah.
And, I do, like, there's things I miss. I miss being able to like go and do something on any given day or any given week. But I don't miss him. I just don't miss people in that way.
Yeah.
I tend to miss them when I see them again after a long time. It's like, then I realize how much I miss their energy of being around them. But when I'm away from people, I never feel disconnected from them. I never feel completely separated from. So I don't really, I know that we're going to meet again in the future. I don't know, it's a strange thing.
I wonder if that perspective also has to do with what you were saying about like those ebb and flow of how you felt a lot more of them early on, but then now you're like, you kind of a little distant from that, and like accepting that there's an upside to a downside kind of thing. And so then maybe I wonder if there's some kind of connection that you're feeling about that when it comes to like connecting with human beings.
I would agree that that's definitely connected to it. It's hard for me to pinpoint exactly how.
So you just gather like so much data point over your life that you're like, the fragility as well as the depth of connections.
Yes, I think I'm also, the field of work that I do, the type of work that I do, I always hate when I hear people talk like this. I'm sensitive. I have a very sensitive nervous system in a way in which I connect with other people. I connect with other people where when I'm connected, I can feel what you're feeling on some level.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm feeling exactly your feelings, but I have a physical connection, or what I sense is a not a physical connection, an energetic connection.
Yeah, yeah.
And the way I would describe this is pair bonding.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? You and your wife are pair bonded, right? You probably have sensitivity to her feelings, whether she's in the room or she's in the other room or y'all are in different cities. Like, you still feel connected to her even when you're not physically connected. I have that with my partner. I have it with my kid. I have this with everybody who I have any kind of a close personal relationship with.
Yeah.
And that, that's all feelings. That's not just the positive feelings. If they're angry at me, if they're upset with me, if they're fearful or feeling insecure, I have a sensitivity to those feelings that people have as well.
Right.
And because I always feel like, on some level, energetically or emotionally connected to people, I never feel like I'm not with them, even if we're on other sides of the planet.
Yeah. I think maybe then, like, that is the definition of missing. What I'm thinking about is when I say I'm going to miss certain things or someone, I'm really like thinking about how it was and the idea that how it was won't be the same as how it will be, which is always the truth, is always the truth. But all of a sudden, going back to what we're talking about, is there's some kind of perspective that I gain where world hasn't changed, but like my truth has changed, or a perspective that I'm looking at it from, or the lens that I'm looking at it through has changed. And now I'm like thinking about like these memories. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I'm emotional. Like I become very emotional, and I like shed a tear when I'm in that space and maybe I'm verbalizing it as I'm just, this is because I'm gonna miss you, but it's there's other other groups of emotion that's there as well.
So this is less about missing and more about mourning.
Yeah, grief. Yeah.
Grief.
Right. Right.
Because now you're describing, this is, again, going back to compost, like the state of things breaking down over time. and mourning the loss of those
Yeah,
things.
like letting
So
go.
that's-
Right.
and this is where
That could be as simple as like literally I'm showering in the bathroom and I'm like, man, I'm gonna like miss this because like of how much I love this and I appreciate this. And
so that's
I'm grieving. I'm definitely grieving
That's
because I'm
grief,
like, I will not have this.
No, and that makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
Because I definitely experienced that part.
Yeah.
And I think grief leads to the missing. Like I miss things and I miss people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the more we grieve in real time, the less we have our grief, but we're also very much in the present.
Yeah.
So the analogy that came into my mind was like ice cream. It's like,
The melting.
I had my ice cream and I ate it and it's all gone. And so do I grieve the loss of my ice cream because I love ice cream? And it's like, well, I do, but I also enjoy the period of time where I'm going without it because I know when I get ice cream again, if I have ice cream right immediately after I just had ice cream, I'm not going to enjoy it. I'm going to get a stomach ache.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if I had a long period, if I had to go a whole year without ice cream, I don't know how much I would miss it, but I know when I got ice cream for the very first time again, it would have been so worth that whole year because it's going to be the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And I think that's a little bit of how and I don't miss people because I know the next time I see them, again, I'm still connected.
Right.
And so I don't have the missing, but I do have the grief, the grieving of I'm not going to see you for a while. And this, part can feel definitely feel that level of emotion. And I'd say that's appropriate. And wonderful. I think grief is one of the most powerful emotions that we tend to avoid. That really should be a part of our day to day. Again, it goes back to death practice.
Yeah.
If I don't acknowledge that I will die, that this will end, then I will take for granted my life. My death is a part of my life. It is a part of the life experience. So I want to embrace that in the exact same way that I embrace everything because it's part of what makes me really appreciate being alive.
Yes.
And so mourning, is part of what brings weight to that value. Without grief, without mourning, what value do I have to any of this? What perspective, where's the perspective that makes this so important?
Right.
To go that long period of time without, and then to get that first taste of that thing that you grieved. Yeah. That you grieved is again, that wouldn't be that first taste without the grief.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to go into this big transition of all these new things, and it's going to be a period of time of process. It's like you're going into some level of training, and bring in the pyramid. You definitely going to be spiritual, emotional, intellectual, mental. I would highly encourage integrating the physical in there as well.
Yeah.
But just based on travel, what it's going to look like, all of those things are going to be you're going to be getting a training in all of that, in a way that you aren't prepared for.
Yeah.
You couldn't have prepared for it. Life has to give it to you.
Yeah.
I think it's super exciting.
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing. And I think the grief in this period of feeling like you've been in a rut is embrace that as probably the most important and most valuable pieces of all of it. Because again, it's the feelings that we get to when we're in this state that make what we come out of, the perspective that we gain when we come out of it. That perspective, that it's inspiration, it's motivation, it's new ideas, it's new ways of being. we don't get any of those new things without this. And at the time that we're going through this is the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Because we can't see that.
Right.
But when we get here, we need to go back and reintegrate that. I think that's an important...
That's really helpful, because I was actually about to ask you, like, how could one go about doing that? I mean, you answered it.
It's a part of the whole...
It is, yeah, it's really like, yeah, I think what I'm hearing is take some time to think through everything that I felt and thought about.
Not even
in the rut, yeah, like felt.
Actually, just feel it.
Yeah.
Just feel it again.
Right.
Like, let yourself experience it and feel it. Feel what you felt like in the rut when it was like, ooh, like that. Like now I can see how depressed I actually was.
Yeah.
Now I can see, like, there were those days where it was really hard to just get up.
Yeah.
And just do the things that I needed to do. And maybe I felt like I wasn't even that successful at them on certain days.
Yeah.
But even those days were really productive, because I was experiencing this thing, which, like, it's all of it together. It's the whole thing. We like to compartmentalize the parts that feel good and separate them from the parts that feel bad. But we forget that it doesn't feel good without that.
Right.
And if I can go back and re-experience this, so I want to feel this without that. But if I go back and feel this, then I get to feel this with it, and now this doesn't feel so bad, because I pulled
it sounds
this
like
into
integration.
it.
Yeah, it literally sounds like, yeah.
I'm re-experiencing it more integrated, and again, that gives me the picture of the whole thing, so that next time I'm going through it, I got the bigger picture in my head, so I know that what I might be experiencing that feels like hardship, and like I'm really struggling, I know that there's more to it than where I'm at right now, and I just have to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Homework. Thank you. No, I think I'm gonna have plenty of time to do that, and I'm gonna prioritize that. Headed out to Big Bend next week, because I'm like, man, it'll be a while until I get, like, I could just get in the car and go like that. And so I need to make this happen. So I'm going to go there for like 3 days. And so...
Just you?
Yeah, just me. Yep. And that'll be perfect. I'm a little scared about that too, because that's going to be like the before I move, whatever I'm going to feel, because I'm going to be in isolation and like just miles away. And even though I'm going to know I'm going to come back in 3 days, but I'm going to still feel like these emotions, and I'm just, I think that beautifully represents like what this opportunity means for me. It's like, I can't wait to see the skyline, the mountains, the sunsets there, right? Like, that's the excitement of this new opportunity, or this new chapter as well. And at the same time, being there, I know myself enough to know that in isolation, when I am just with myself, I'm going to get to meet myself, and I have no idea who I'm going to meet, what we just talked about. And I'm scared to face that, even though I am ready to face that, but I'm still scared to face that situation. I put that on myself. So I'm willingly like doing that. I mean, and you can say the same thing about if you then extract that to this new chapter. I'm willingly doing this. Yeah.
It's good. Big Bend's a beautiful place to go. It sounds like a phenomenal place to go, and just as a transition through this process. I'm going to suggest there's a short documentary called The Grief Walker.
Okay.
And it is about, I think his name is Stephen Jenkinson, I believe his name. Harvard seminary professor who works with people in hospice. Interesting perspective, and I think going to Big Bend, the first thing when you said you're going to Big Bend by yourself is there's a book called Death in Big Bend.
Yeah.
That talks about all these terrible ways in which people have died in Big Bend. So it's like going
to water. Done. Yeah, you're done for.
So that was my first thought.
To a certain degree, even fuel, I think.
Oh yeah.
Because there's gonna be a while until you're gonna get the gas station.
Yeah. Well, and weather and just, all kinds of, but Big Bend is also like it's almost like the edge of nature. Like harsh nature where, everything, like every sunrise is beautiful, every sunset is beautiful, but they can also be harsh.
Yeah.
The weather can be harsh. The terrain is harsh. Everything there is trying to kill you. But if you're there for a few days, it's like, I come back to the idea that every sunset, every sunrise is a fleeting moment.
Yeah.
Right. It emerges from the chaos, and here it is. Like you have this moment, and then it passes. The moment is gone, and that is, that's the grieving process. That's life transitioning. That we arrive into this moment, and then the moment passes. We arrive into the moment, which is us, and then the moment passes, which is us passing. To integrate that, to have that like as a nice fixed point going into this new transition of. How do I live if I don't let parts of me die? If I don't let parts of me go? If I don't allow myself to grieve and mourn and let those things move so I can integrate and move on to the next thing? Big Bend sounds like a wonderful place to go and as a transition for that.
It's going to trigger grief and all that too. Because
hopefully
just being there, like it's like this right here.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while until I get to see this.
Yeah.
That I screamed, like same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing I would put in there is like, just remember grief and mourning is a celebration of life.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It doesn't always feel that way, but that it is that.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like, so today's Monday, right? I accepted this thing on Friday. So like, essentially everyone that I've talked to, it feels like I'm just like dropping atom bombs like on them with these new I was hanging out with my wife's like brother who lives here too, and it's like, oh yeah, so like when are you gonna start? And I'm like, here. And then it's like, what? It's like, and then like just I could tell even he was emotional, and it got me like teary going back to grief, because I'm like I'm gonna miss, like I think I keep wording it that way, but it's this thing that it's like I'm gonna miss this, like these interactions, and that's how I feel even right now too. Like I think earlier you said like, oh, it's gonna be a while until I'm gonna see you, in the example of like with your friend and stuff, and
that's awesome. I mean,
I got emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There'll be more of that.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of an exciting life do we live if we don't shed some tears every now and again for the things that we're moving on from, moving into? It's easy to talk about having this life in which nothing ever changes, right? That we get all the things that we want, and it's picture perfect, and it doesn't change from that. And we don't realize, like we don't think about how miserable we would be in that, and that things have to change, and how there's a level in which I would say, like, what a privilege it is that your life gets to be flipped upside down. And you get to go from being employed to being laid off and dealing with 6 months of being laid off because that's your life being flipped upside down. It's like we can talk about that as hardship, or we can talk about that as like at least it's interesting.
Yeah.
And now you're at this next point where it's getting flipped upside down again. Again, it's like it's easy to talk about hardship. But what a privilege to be able to live such an interesting life.
Yeah, I wonder, as you were saying that, I was thinking about how, how I shared that me and my wife are embracing this epic chaos and we're going to accept this. I wonder if that is something that we take away with, where we just accept that as the truth of life and we cherish that. Like, even when we're not moving or the mundane is happening,
Yeah.
per se, Yeah. Yeah. I think this is a good place to end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a good update. I'd be curious so when are you leaving?
Not this weekend, but the weekend after that. Haven't booked the flights yet,
Okay.
but yeah. I start the Monday after that, so I'll probably give myself like a day before.
And do you know, like, are you planning on staying up there for a certain number of weeks before coming back, or are you planning
I don't know that at all.
You haven't even
Kind of just going with a one-way ticket and then kind of figuring out like, okay, when do we feel like, I mean, if my partner wants to come up, cool. Like if I want to come down, like that's cool. I have no idea. Yeah.
Okay.
The visual.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Like I have no idea. I mean, I know I'm going to be going back and forth. I know that. But in terms of when and all that, like no idea. And I think that's the like, again, that's the chaos. We're just going to embrace it. And that means I get to come a month from now, or that means I get to come a day from now. Like I have no idea. It could be all of that. And oftentimes I know for me, it might feel like it's always the answer that it's a month from now, but I have to remind myself that, that could mean it could be tomorrow also, because what is unknown is literally unknown.
Well, I was thinking in terms of us scheduling for this, if you're back in town in a month, let's definitely try to get something in person.
Yeah.
And if not, I would say let's go ahead and try to keep up with it in a month so that we can get an update of where you're at.
Yeah.
Because, the one thing that, just bringing this in the context of the fact that we're videoing it and this is a part of our podcast, and we're sharing very specifically what's going on for your life, but you're looking at the economy of the world right now.
This is very relatable.
This is very relatable. What you're going through is something that a lot of people are going through.
Yeah.
And so on some level, I would hope that would be interesting and possibly even helpful for other people to see the process and what it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So keeping up with it, I think would be interesting. And I have a feeling like what you're going to have to share in a month is going to be so interesting in context to what we talked about here.
Right.
Either up, high, or low. Either one is going to be really interesting.
Definitely.
And I look forward to that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll let you. I'll definitely keep in post. I'll I'll check in with you. But at the very least, I'd love to do a Zoom sync up. Kind of thing for sure. And we'll figure it out. We'll figure out what that episode will mold into in terms of the work and all that too. It feels like this year has already been like that in a way, with the spontaneity.
Well,
of just these episodes.
I will be making a trip up north, definitely in the summer. So I'll definitely be up there. I think probably in July.
Yeah.
I may be up there sooner than that as well. So we can also plan on filming something up there as well.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
I'm excited to have access to NYC like that, man. Like, it's so exciting to me. Like, I'm wanting to look for a place that's near the train station and all that stuff too. So it's just like easy to just get there, boom, on the train and just get to the city. I'm like, every time I see the city, it just energizes me. So like, I never dreamed of being able to do this, and never dreamed it. Like, people ask me oh, why didn't you go to school here, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, it was too overwhelming. Like, I didn't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we took a trip last year to New York with my wife, And that was the first time that I spent more than one day in the city. And I remember thinking like, man, like what could it be like if I lived here?
Yeah.
And like, here I am. Like, I didn't even ask for this. I told you I applied close to 600 jobs, and I went to look for when I applied and stuff. It's not there because I didn't apply. Like, I keep track of like whenever I'm applying and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you're definitely going to New York the right way by not moving into the New York City's proper.
yeah.
Because
Yeah. No. It's a different kind of chaos.
I was born in New York, and I do not like being like, I love visiting New York.
Yeah.
But I can only handle it for a day or two at a time.
Yeah.
It's just so much.
Yeah.
So living outside the city sounds.
Yeah.
I'll be curious how you do with the winter.
Yeah.
The winter sounds like that'll be an interesting.
Yeah.
That'll be.
Well, I've experienced that, but it's been a while, so
Yeah.
I'm still like, there's still resistance that I feel.
Yeah.
But definitely I'm worried about my wife.
Yeah.
In that way.
Yeah. But you guys will figure it out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.